He puts the entire nation, an entire tribe, under prison. Thank God, when this man, he got saved, by the way, and I thank God for that. Towards his last days, Franco was saved. And when Franco was delivered, and he came from the sanctuary, I'm imagining his Mercedes-Benz is parked out here, and he's getting out with the man of God who delivered him. There was a powerful preacher, I've forgotten his name. And his driver pulled his car, as he normally does, and his security. You know, these guys have security. He told his pastor, I can't go into that car. The pastor told him, why? I also wanted a lift in it. Kamambia, no, that's not a car. That's a beast. You are seeing a car, but that's a beast. And they are saying Franco's Mercedes-Benz could change colors as it moves. Which car changes colors as it moves? Which car? When it enters the forest, it becomes green like the forest, like a chameleon. That was a Mercedes-Benz. He told them, that is not a car. And in fact, he donated it to Mobutu Sese because they were in the same class of consulting the occult. He even sang a song in praise of Mobutu Sese, that in Zaire, there's nobody else apart from Mobutu Sese. Let's come back home here. Jehovah Wanyonyi died. God died. Jehovah Wanyonyi. And Jehovah Wanyonyi leads a sect known as the Lost Israelites of Kenya. There are those who regard him as God. That is idolatry. That is an occult. So what does the Bible, and I can go on telling you about occultism. I can tell you specific occult activities. Some are fortune telling. People consult the astrologists to tell them. People give their palms to be read, to be told about the future. There's one lady here, again, in the Star, in the Nairobian, page 5. It appears every, you buy a Nairobian, you'll see this lady, this advert. I finally realized. Sorry? Yeah, under Star. Oh, those who read the stars. My star is Scorpion, mine is Libra, mine is Cancer, mine is Capricorn. Pisces, Libra, you are consulting the occult. Those who read the stars from today, I know people, there are those people who will ask you for your newspaper to look at sports, and they are done. There are those who will ask you, more especially ladies, to read their star. They read their Capricorn star, what it's saying about it, they forget about it. They don't want to look at the newspaper. Now, this is what this lady is saying, and she's called Rose from Karen. Karen, you know Karen, Nairobi, yeah? Wados. This is what she said, that I have finally realized. She says, after so many years of trying different astrologers, listen to that, healers and priests, this is the first time I have written a testimony. She's even giving a testimony. I have written a testimony, and I hope you like as it comes straight from my heart. I was introduced to Sheikh Masood by my close friend. I'm thankful to God. And she says she's thankful to God for having been introduced to a witch doctor. That I got an opportunity to meet the genius astrologer. I had a few unanswered questions hovering in my mind, for which I was desperately looking for someone to solve my marriage problems. My husband has lived for several years for other women, and he was a drug and an alcoholic. After consulting Masood at only Kenya shillings 1,000, I wish he had brought it to us as a sadaka. I was not only touched by his insights for details, his predictions and foresight vision, but also glad to interact with a kind-hearted person. My husband is finally back home. I would like to take this opportunity to thank him for giving me this special oil and performing a special prayer that has completely changed my marriage and financial life. Many of his resolutions have worked for me, and it's great to know that you have a person like him, not like Jesus Christ, like Masood, with whom you can approach with any of your concern. Thanks, Masood. Yes. This lady, she is consulting a witch doctor, and she's saying she's very happy. How many of you? I know a very senior doctor in this town. Very senior. I'm not going to mention his name. You may decide his clinic. This guy can make a journey out of Nakuru to another place. He cannot make any journey going beyond 10 kilometers without going through a mganga to tell him how is the road. Barabara iko aje, niangalie before I make this journey. And you see, he leaves consultation fees. If you are in that position that you consult the occult for whatever problem, whatever sickness, whether you are seeking a child or another sickness, if you have consulted an occult to solve your problem, as this lady says, you are in prison. If you have consulted the occult for your business, you don't know, you have been initiated into occultism. All the answers are in the Lord. You are in a prison. And let me tell you, the moment you start consulting the occult, you'll never get out. You'll never get out. You will be delivered and redelivered and redelivered. Wanyonyi is here. Wanyonyi, Jehovah Wanyonyi. I want to give Edward this because he comes from that area. What does the Bible say? Deuteronomy 4:15-19. Deuteronomy, Leviticus 19:31. I want everybody to open. When I say this, another one opens this, another one, so that we can move quickly. Leviticus 19:31, Deuteronomy 4:15-19. 1 Chronicles 10:13. Revelations 21:18. Galatians 5:20. Isaiah 47:13. Which one have we found? Where are we? Deuteronomy 15:19. Okay. Deuteronomy, remove this. Take a careful heed to yourselves, for you saw no form when the Lord spoke to you. God is formless. That's what it means. God is formless. You can't see God. Even when Moses demanded a meeting with the Lord, he didn't see his face. Take careful heed to yourselves, for you saw no form when the Lord spoke to you at the Horeb, out of the midst of the fire. Lest you act corruptly and make for yourselves a carved image in the form of any figure. A carved image in any form figure. The likeness of male or female. I've told you about the Indians having a goddess of beauty. The likeness of any animal that is on the earth. Young men put tattoos of the dragon. The dragon. I'll give you a verse on the dragon, you know what it means. Or likeness of a winged bird that flies. You have seen tattoos of ox or eagles flying in the air. The likeness of anything that creeps on the ground. Now, this is the most common. Snakes. I was seated in a mall line to Nairobi, and there is this lady. It was very cold, but they say weather knows no fashion. So she had sleeveless, and here she has a tattoo of a snake that has coiled, and it has You know, I was so uncomfortable till I reached Nairobi. Very uncomfortable. I tried to be busy on my phone so that I can forget. Then nikaomba Mungu akanipatia neema, I slept. So snakes are the most common on tattoos. This is what the Bible says. This is the Lord speaking in Deuteronomy. By the way, Deuteronomy, it has broken the 10 commandments into around how many? 600 and something. It has broken them down so that you can understand. It's giving the insight, the details. It's explaining the 10 commandments. So anything that creeps, scorpions. I've seen somebody smile. You have seen somebody having a tattoo of a scorpion. Likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. And take heed lest you lift your eyes to heaven. Church, unless we lift our eyes to heaven. And when you see the sun, the moon, and the stars, all the host of heaven, you feel driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord your God has given to all the peoples under the whole heaven as a heritage. Some, what God has given you, you have lifted them to be God. Where I come from, when we were growing up, I know Mzendubi will tell you this, and Mama Lillian, when the sun is rising, the mothers who have given birth used to press their breasts, and the milk comes out as they face the sun, and they say, God, take care of my children. Monguru Ndarere. That's Khcc. That one I know for sure, because I've seen it being done. I don't know about the communities. When you look at the sun and you tell the sun, please take care of my children. Or you spit to the ground, or you spit on the child. Occults, idolatry. You have put the sun, which is created by God, to be your God. Deuteronomy. Let's go to Leviticus 26. Are we there? And the person who turns to mediums, and familiar spirits to prostitute himself, that's to defile himself with them, I will set my face against that person and cut him off from his people. Do you want to be cut off from your people? Do you want the Lord to turn his face from you because you are consulting the occult? First Chronicles. What are the consequences? First Chronicles 10:13. What happened to Saul? Saul died for disobedience and consulting of the mediums. So Saul died for his unfaithfulness which he had committed against the Lord, because he did not keep the word of the Lord, and also became because he consulted a medium for guidance. Like Rose Karen, she consulted a medium for guidance and not God. And she's thanking God that somebody introduced her to that Masood. A medium is simply an idol. Witchcraft, satanism, voodoo, dungeons and necromancy. These are all demons, and they put us in bondage. So have you ever consulted an occult? Have you gone to a witch doctor? Has somebody introduced you to a witch doctor? You are in prison, you need to be delivered. God indicates that these practices are part of Satan's strategy. Listen to this. Of evil tricks and deception designed to lead us astray. Satan uses demons, and his demons are real beings set on your destruction. Let me tell you, when you go and consult a witch doctor, you live there accompanied by demons. He releases demons to go home with you. That's why you hear that that house is done what? Is demon possessed. Mtu akiingia hapo anakufa. Mtu akiingia hapo the firstborn dies. Mtu akiingia hapo the firstborn akaingia kwa kisima. The other one died, mtoto akapata mwingine amenyonga mwingine. The house is haunted. It's because the person who was staying there was an occult worshiper. And they left the demons there. Unless that house is delivered, the demons will attack you. So Christians, we are all warned. Ephesians 6, 11, 12. Magicians, astrologers, sorcery, witchcraft. You are in a prison. This one is a sermon in itself. It's so long. I have so many materials. But let me move to the other one so that I can finish on prisons that we experience. The other one that we experience, and this one again I want to address everybody, but especially the youngsters. And more especially those who are in college, those who are joining. You saw the TV Tuesday. They are telling us now, these people have gone so far as they are lacing cocaine and drugs, biscuits and sweets. Did you see that? So nobody is safe. These mandasis that you buy, instead of making mandasis in your own house, the mandasis you buy from Nakumat, ready-made, they have cocaine. And they sampled about 10 supermarkets throughout the country, and all of them were found to have laced with cocaine. It was on TV. I don't know whether you saw it. So it's better that you cook for your children. The other prison that I want to talk about, so that I can finish, our time is long gone, is lusts of the body. Lusts of the body, of the flesh. Lusts of the flesh. I had another cutting here. This one was about consulting the occult. This is Princess Julie. Do you know that? Do you know that lady? Princess Julie. The one of Dunia Mbaya. She's here. Former high-flying Benga queen, now Akashi Orebara. This lady, talking about the occult, so that I can come to last. I'd forgotten to show you this. This lady, during her time of Dunia Mbaya, when AIDS had hit Africa, more especially East Africa, she sang a song, Dunia Mbaya, about AIDS. Not that she sang a good song, but it's just awareness that use a condom. She was saying, Tumia Chuara. This lady, she went deep in occult. For her to be a high-flying Benga, she went into the occult. Her music, Princess Julie, when we used to have Millennium here, I was not saved. When she came, we could not get space. My brother-in-laws were they had checked in at 10 a.m. and the show was at midnight. They were there at 10 a.m. The show is at midnight. So the rest of us could not get near. She was the queen of Benga. But where is she now? She's a casual laborer. She says, if you read this story, it's a very sad story, you'll cry. She says she doesn't know where the money went. She now stays, and afar, slippers plastic. She wants to be employed by NYS. Ajumbe mitaro ndi apate pesa. These things come to an end. The things that you get from the occult, the power, the money, they come to an end. They'll come and leave you. When Michael Jackson, one of was the high priest of the occult, of Illuminati. When they differed with his boss, the owner of Sony, what is the name? Matoya, Matola. And they called him a devil. He said Matola is a devil. He revealed him to the world that Matola is a devil. Michael Jackson died after 3 months. Mysteriously. Once you are inside, unless you are delivered properly, my brother, you can't get out. This is what happens to you. You become a pauper. Michael Jackson had become broke with all the billions. Mike Tyson consulted the occult. He was the best boxer. Where is he now? These things don't last. You are in a prison. Lusts of the flesh. What is lust? So that I can move forward. Lust is a strong sexual desire or a strong appetite as opposed to love. An intense longing, a craving, a desire, a need, an unquenchable thirst for more and more and more and more. Money, fame, power, revenge, food, clothing, love. Sorry. Thirsts. Unquenchable. Unquenchable thirst for more and more. Food, clothing, love. External, there are two types. External lusts. This is ungodly sexual appetites, overindulgence in food and drink, excessive desire for money. It is a spirit of mammon. The spirit of mammon. Internal lusts. That is eternal now. Lust for power, fame, and position. There are people who can go to whatever length. There are politicians in this country who consult the occult because of power, because they want to become president. There are people who have sacrificed souls so that they can get more power. The more you sacrifice, the more powerful you become. Some of you may not even know the 207, 208 tribal clashes. It was about sacrifice for power. That's a topic for another day. God does not want you to be a prisoner of lust. We must be very careful about lust. Because, as Hebrews 13 told us, our bodies, we are prisoners in our bodies. This is the standard. Today I'm using teaching aids. I've gotten this from my brother Jackson. Because we live in this world. This is the standard of 17th August, just last week. Factories of death. They are saying there are 157,762 abortions conducted in Kenya in a month. Abortions. 157,000. Judge, look at this. These are young people who have been killed. And they are saying 32,000 women die every month. Every 5 minutes that passes in Kenya, an abortion is being performed somewhere. Every 5 minutes, an abortion is being performed somewhere. High school and college, university students, 305,000 pregnancies annually in colleges and universities in this country. How many people do we have in university? That's the entire university. 375,000 pregnancies annually. That is all the universities in Kenya. And colleges and tertiary colleges. Lusts. The prison of lusts. Let's read Galatians, Romans 13:14. Lusts, looking at something and having a passionate desire to have or obtain. But the most common is sexual sin. That's the one that we know. But the other lusts. But let me talk about lusts of the body so that it's relevant to the youngsters who are going to college in our congregation. I want them to benefit from this. Because I have been there, I've been in college, I've been in university, I know what is going on there. I know what's going on there. If you are a young girl and you don't have a boyfriend in the university, you are primitive. You are a Kikuyu from Dondori or a Khcc from Bombo, where when porridge is doing what? Is boiling, you dance, you think it's music. Those are primitive kisses called Bombo. And I'm told the primitive Kikuyus are from Dondori. I don't know primitive Maasais are from where, if you have them. So, because of this, that it's now what is trending, you must have a boyfriend, you must have a girlfriend. These are the consequences, abortion. And when you go to the wrong people, there are quacks out there, the nyamus of this world, you end up dying. They are saying, if you read that story, it's very sad, that 3 months can't pass without people registering death in the university because, or colleges, because of unwanted pregnancies and botched up abortions. Proverbs, Romans 13:14. Please, youngsters, let the Lord Jesus Christ be as near you as the clothes you wear. Then you won't try to satisfy your selfish desires. That's Romans 13:14. The only way that you can get out of this prison called lust, put on Jesus Christ as your clothes. Let the Lord, put for me 13:14. You have it there? Yes. Instead, clothe yourself with the presence of the Lord Jesus Christ. And don't let yourself think about ways to indulge in your evil desires. There are serious diseases also that come with it. But our young girls, our young daughters fear pregnancy more than diseases because of lusts. And they are even now in the secular music. There's a band called Sauti Sol. Is it Sauti Sol? They even sang a record. Ati nirea usitoe mimba yangu huenda akawa Obama. Huyo mtoto nabeba huenda akawa Obama. Don't remove my pregnancy because whoever you are carrying may be the president of the United States of America. Glorifying the sin of lust. And that's what we dance to. Galatians 5:16. If you are guided by the Holy Spirit, you won't obey your selfish desires. Proverbs 6:25. Proverbs 6:25. Are we there? Don't lust for her beauty. Don't lust for her beauty. Don't let her coy glances seduce you. This is for the young people, the victors of this world. This is for Victor. This is for Moses. This is for Simon. Don't be seduced by her beauty. Yeah, the more shy she is, the more you like her. Lusts. Let's go through Matthew 5:28. But I say to you, whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Whoever lusts for a woman, even if you are not engaged in the actual act, you have already committed a sin. And we all know the consequences of sin. Lusts will take you further than you wanted to go. Just tell your neighbor that lust will take you further than you wanted to go. Speak to your neighbor. Lusts of the flesh will take you further than you wanted to go. And we have a classic example. David, the man who was after God's heart. What did he do? One afternoon when he was supposed to be at war against the Philistines. It was during the season of war. But he remained behind in Jerusalem as the soldiers went to war, led by Orina and Joab. So David walks into the balcony. They say after having a siesta, he came to the balcony of the palace. And on top of the palace, I'm about to finish, looking at the river beneath the palace, who did he see? The beautiful the Bathsheba. The rest is history. What David desired that evening was simply a date with Bathsheba, somebody's wife. Just a date, because he knew the husband was away at the battlefield. So he wanted to have a discreet date. Let me use the modern language. He just wanted to have dinner and commit adultery with the beauty of Bathsheba. And that happened because he was the king. He sent his servants and she was brought. And he thought that was the end of it. Lust will take you further than you expected to go. After a few days, the beautiful Bathsheba turns up and sends a message and tells, "Boss, I am pregnant." David panicked just like another man. Any man, if you get a lady pregnant and you are not prepared for it, the first reaction is that you will panic. And you will deny, it's not me, it wasn't me, and it will never be me. So David panicked. And in the panic, he sent for Uriah to come from the battlefield, so that he could convince him to go to his house, so that when the pregnancy shows and time is computed, then people will say, this is Uriah's kid. But Orina, being a smart soldier and maybe being led by the Spirit, he never went to his house. David even made him drunk so that the man didn't go. He said, "I can't go to my house, to the comfort of my house and my wife, when the other soldiers are on the field fighting." He went back. So plan number one for David failed. What did David do? He wrote a letter to Joab, the commander-in-chief, and he even gave it to Orina to deliver it. And in that letter, Orina did not know that he was carrying his death warrant. And it said, put him in the front line and withdraw from him so that he may be killed. And that happened. What started as an evening date with Bathsheba led to betrayal. He betrayed his friend Orina. Went to murder. He murdered Orina. Sin will make you go far than you wanted to go. When you get pregnant, you want to abort and you die in the process. Sin will make you go far than you expected to go. Number two, lust will keep you longer than you wanted to stay. Just tell your neighbor that. Sin will make you stay longer than you wanted to stay. David, Orina has been killed and he has been buried. But what David did not stop there. He went ahead and married Bathsheba. Are you aware of that? He now officially took her over after she finished mourning. 2 Samuel 12, 1-7. He took her over as his wife. And God was trying to get David's attention for 12 months. They even got a son. God was trying to talk to David for 12 months. But David was on honeymoon with Bathsheba. He was not listening. David was not attending service for 12 months. Till the Lord sent prophet Nathan to him. And what happened? You know the story. Nathan, the story that he gave him, and David passed judgment on himself. Sin, lusts, will make you stay longer than you wanted to stay. Sin or lust will cost you more than you wanted to pay. That's the last one. It will cost you more than you wanted to pay. You will get pregnant and abort and die. Or you get an unwanted child. It cost David a lot than he had bargained. One, David's infant son died. You remember that? He never expected that. And the man, as the kid was sick, the man was not eating. He was praying and fasting. The kid died. It costed him more than he wanted to pay. His eldest son, Ammon, raped his half-sister Tamar. Because he passed judgment on himself. And God was paying him back, costing more than he had bargained. A one evening date with Bathsheba is costing David his kingdom. It's costing him his family, rebellion within his family. Then, his other son, I can't remember the name. Yes, killed his brother to avenge the sister's rape. This is happening within weeks. Within weeks. His son was plotting to overthrow him from the throne. Sin, lusts of the body will make you pay more than you bargained for. So which is your prison, my brothers? Which is your prison? The other one is sickness. Sickness is another prison. You remember the lady, 12 years of the issue of blood? For 12 years, she was in prison. She was not going with people. She was not mixing with people because of the flow of blood. The man at the pool of Bethsaida for 38 years. The man that Peter and John healed, the man at the beautiful gate, he had been lame at the beautiful gate asking for alms. And you know, these three stories and others, we don't know the names of those people. Do you know that? Do we know the name of the person at the gate? Do you know the man at the pool of Bethsaida? Do you know the name of the lady with the blood issue? Do you know their names? Because prisoners are not known by name. If you go to Khcc prison, they are given numbers. They are given numbers. Number so and so, number so and so, number so and so. So when you say number so, it's easier and faster for them to look for him. But when you give a name, they go to their own list so that they look who corresponds to that. They look for the person and then they look for the number. That's when they can get him quickly. Prisoners don't have names. Prisoners have numbers. So if you are suffering from any of these prisons that I've mentioned, my brother, and more others that I'll preach when I get time, you are not in the book of life. Your name is not in the book of life. We only know you as Edward, but in heaven you are just a number. So what is your prison? That what I've identified, do you suffer from any such a prison? I'm one of them. As I've preached, I've realized that I suffer from several. Do you suffer from anger, Just put up your hand if you suffer from any of these prisons that we pray. I'm not going to ask you to come forward. Do you suffer from any prison? Are you in any prison? If you are in, just show up your hand. I invite Reverend to pray for us. Reverend, come forward, please. Are you in any prison? If you are not in any prison, you are lying to yourself. You have never gotten angry. You have never felt envious.
Tuinue mikono tuamini Mungu kwa sababu hakuna mwenye yuko hapa, kuna hata watu